Up close and personal. Today from Revival Church. Men's breakfast is going on downstairs, so I'm not going to be too long here. Oh, we got down to verse 14 yesterday, and so to finish off our week, Genesis 19, verse 15. When the morning dawned and the angels urged Lot to hurry, saying, "Arise, take your wife and your 2 daughters who are here, lest you be consumed in the punishment of the city." And while he lingered, the men took hold of his hand and his wife's hand and the hands of his 2 daughters, and the Lord being merciful to him. And they brought him out and set him outside the city. So it came to pass, when they had brought them outside, that he said, "Escape for your life. Do not look back." You know what? I'm just going to pause. Let's stop in verse 16. So, a short but sweet message from Genesis 19, 15, and 16. God's kids are God's kids forever. That's kind of the way it works. We've got a great dad, better than you, better father than you are a mother, better father than you are a whatever. And if you're one of his kids, he will never leave you nor forsake you. He'll chastise you. He'll allow you to wander and whatnot, but he'll never disown you. With the prodigal son, he took the inheritance, he ran away, he did stupid things. And while dad maybe didn't chase him down, put him in a chokehold and say, "You're coming home with me," he waited for him. And he looked longingly for his return, because he was able to have a party arranged by the time the son even got on the property. Here we have righteous Lot, as Enrique mentioned. And righteous Lot was lingering. I mean, what a moron, right? God's pretty clear. "I'm about to rain fire and brimstone on your city. You should leave." And Lot's like, I mean, it's almost as pathetic as Christians lingering at whether or not they should go share the gospel with people. So the point is, though, is that while Lot lingers, while he's slacking, God being merciful to him, Yahweh being merciful to him, holds his hand. It's the angels, right? The men sent by God. But that's what God will do. Is even when we are being foolish, we're being silly, and I dare to say, if you look around the church today, I'm not trying to be a downer, I'm not trying to be critical, but I think if you looked at every saved person in America, I can only speak for my own country, I don't have experience with everyone else's. If you looked at every saved individual in America and you put them onto a spiritual age scale, we would see a lot of infants who don't even know how to feed themselves yet. They've got to be on the bottle. That's the illustration Paul uses, right? That you should be eating solid foods, but you still need milk. And then there's a lot of Christians who then, they see all these babies and they think, "Man, I must be super mature because these are babies." And I don't know how many of you have got little kids and you have more than one, right? Do you remember when the 3-year-old was like, "That's a baby? I'm not a baby." Isn't it cute when they do that? It's cute, right? "I'm not a baby. That's a baby." And they're like 3 years old. They can barely talk without a big fat lisp. I think that's probably where the next biggest chunk of the church is at. If the largest chunk are infants, then there's this big group of the church that they feel really proud of themselves because "I'm not a baby." And then you've got 4s and 5-year-olds in the church. They're just happy that they can do a somersault. "Watch me, Dad." And they kind of just do a headstand and then flop on their back. I don't know if I'm much beyond that. My greatest accomplishments are probably just like ugly somersaults in the eyes of my loving Father. But whether they're infants, whether they're toddlers, whether they're preschoolers or kinders, The Lord is merciful to his kids, and he will hold your hand, and he'll walk with you. You know, a 3-year-old won't know to run from the fire. Infant can't run from the fire. But if the house is on fire, a loving father will take his kids with him. He will care for them. When they cross the street, he will hold their hands. I want to urge you all onward to maturity, like Paul in 1 Corinthians, like the author of Hebrews, maybe Paul, to the Hebrews of that book, to urge you onward to the deeper things of Christ, to knowing God more intimately, to walking your faith out with more power. But just remember, whether it's I'm struggling as a parent, I'm struggling as a wife, I'm struggling as a husband, I'm struggling as a Christian, just remember that God is merciful, and he will hold your hand. Or I'll send some angels too. You know that idea. So, Lot lingered, but the angels held his hand because God is merciful. He won't forsake his kids. He won't say, well, you should have gotten out of the city before I burned it. God will not judge the righteous along with the wicked. He will get us out of here, and he'll take care of us. And even if some of us are slow or foolish, he'll hold our hands. Have an amazing weekend. Tomorrow's Sunday. Go to church. Go fellowship with other Christians. And go find a midweek study or a night study or something to go attend as well. Be faithful to those things. It'll grow you. You want to know how to grow? Find a few Christian habits to be faithful to, like Bible reading and church attendance, prayer. I don't got any cool diet plans to sell you. It's just diet and exercise. Eat healthy, get some exercise. Go to church, read your Bible. I know, right? It's painfully simple. Like, I want something special. What will leap me forward, deliver me from a demon, and make me mature overnight? Yeah, nothing will. But if you tend the soil, water it, weed it, you will begin to bear fruit. God bless you guys. I'll see you around.